They say money talks, but all mine ever seems to say is goodbye. Of course, as college students, I'm sure we all find ourselves in the same boat. Like, approaching payday, not quite there yet, trying to make ends meet and scrounge together money for gas. We can pick up second jobs or work more hours, but we just don't want to end up having to ask our parents for money again. I've been there, to the point where I wasn't eating because I couldn't even afford noodles. But I have some opportunities that I'd like to share with you all. First, I'd like to discuss turning your interest into income. Second, I'd like to discuss building an online presence. And lastly, we're just going to talk about an age-old passive income strategy that you could put in your back pocket for later. Are you ready to start earning? To begin, we do need to understand some key terms. For instance, let's say your area of specialty is physical fitness and you really want to turn that into a business. That's great, but you need a niche. If your broad market is physical fitness, your niche market would be something like calisthenics. A niche market is just a specialized area within a broad market that sells products or services. So once you've figured out what your niche is, consider whether or not it's marketable. According to CB Insights, 42% of businesses fail because there's no market need for them, making it the number one reason that businesses crumble. It's important to niche down. Once you've decided what your niche is and whether or not it's marketable, figure out what you're selling. Is it a product or a service? And if it's a product, how would you like to sell it? You can choose your local businesses. A lot of people don't think about this, but you can rent a booth in a flea market and just market yourself online so that you can start selling your products. Another option is reserving local venues to teach classes. Think about sip and paint at the square or local training class at Shakespeare Park. When you're paying $40 a head versus $40 for 6 hours of work at your normal minimum wage job, teaching your class and doing what you love sounds way more appealing. With the economic volatility and the technological change, we've opened up a whole new world online, right? We've opened the market like it's never been opened before. And so we've created all this opportunity. If you want to sell your product online straight to your customers, that's called a B2C business. You can sell your product on places like Amazon, Etsy, Mercari, eBay, or you can sell your classes on things like YouTube and Udemy. If you're working online, you can also set up websites and become a freelance writer. Literally everything online has to be read and has to be written by people called freelance writers and content creators, and you can be one. All you need is a website and a portfolio. There is some upfront costs though. Building a website costs about $200 just to reserve the domain name, and then to actually build it, you either need to learn how to code, pay someone to do it, or build it yourself with a software called Divi, which is very worth it, but about $200. To set up your portfolio, you just need a few writing samples. Within your niche, your website will just be a website about your niche, and businesses in that particular niche market will hire you to do product reviews, sponsorships, ads. If you ever think about those spammy emails that you get, those email sequences are written by freelance writers and they get paid good money to do so. If you want to do video blogging, that's also a possibility, but it is a little bit more expensive because you have to include the cost of equipment. And if you're doing these online businesses, independent work is absolutely great, but you do need to organize your time. According to an academic journal by Ashford and his colleagues, organizing your time creates broader connections with people within your niche, and it reduces anxiety and increases performance. So you don't have to work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Obviously, that kind of work is what averted you from minimum wage work in the first place. But as long as you establish a schedule and a routine, your business can be successful. So now that we've discussed turning your interest into income and building an online presence, let's talk about that age-old income strategy, becoming a landlord. While most people kind of stumble into this area, it's important to be discussed because 31% of annual income from landlords comes straight from their rental properties. It's money they didn't have to work for. And the number of renters has increased by 9 million between 2005 and 2015, according to TransUnion SmartMove, which makes it the largest increase in 10 years in history. Now is the perfect time. Of course, there's downsides like repair costs and late payments, but those are easily things that can be worked out in the legal agreement before you enter into this rental agreement with your tenant. But it is well worth it because the number of renters and the availability of rental property is conversely related. So the fewer properties there are available, the more people are looking to rent, which puts more money in your pocket. So we've discussed ways to organize your time, building an online presence, pursuing your passion, and just passive income strategies. From here on, the choice is yours about how you want to engage in these opportunities. Yes, there are some upfront costs and they do take time, but it is well worth it. The choice is yours. Do you conform to minimum wage and part-time hours, or do you pursue your passion? When you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. What are you gonna do?